It's our pleasure to welcome now Jamie Miller. He is the CEO of the Gulf Coast Business Council. Jamie, always good to see you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for being down here. Good to be seen in Biloxi.
Absolutely. So bigger and better. That's what this event looks to me like every year, man. It's a fantastic occurrence here along the entire Gulf Coast, attracting so many people from within the country and outside the country as well. They come to the Mississippi Gulf Coast. They find out how great it is.
Yeah, you had Woody on earlier. I don't think Woody could have imagined what this was going to look like 25 years after they started it. It was a great idea, but there's no way they could have imagined what it turned into.
I think he was just trying to recreate his days of driving these vehicles when they were current and popular along the coast here. He didn't know we were going to have thousands of them here showing up and all these people enjoying these classic vehicles, which, look at that shine on that. That's like a 55 Chevrolet, I think, that's painted in metallic orange. Absolutely gorgeous with its hood open with the sun beaming down on it. That's what this is all about.
Oh, it's incredible. And you look at the engines are just as chrome and polished as the outside. Think about the time and the money these folks spend on these cars. It's a labor of love for sure.
That's back when you could work on your car, right, under the shade tree. You kind of knew what was going on under the hood. Now they're so complicated. I wouldn't touch them, honestly.
No, you're right.
Little different situation, but from a business perspective, this is a pretty good deal, isn't it?
It's a huge economic impact. Obviously, tourism plays a big role on the Gulf Coast. And the event, to your point earlier, Moss Point had an incredible event. It goes all the way from Pascagoula all the way back to Hancock County. Every city and county gets involved. And so it's the way it should be. But this event's perfect time and great boost to the economy down here and the state.
Yeah. And the businesses, folks, your bippers, they completely support this, do they not?
Oh, without a doubt. Our current chairman of our council is Jonathan Jones, operates the Harris Casino here just down the way. Obviously, the casinos enjoy this venue, retail, restaurants, really just about everything you can think of that sells something along the coast benefits.
Well, I think it's fair to say, Jamie, that the coast is so perfectly suited for such an event. The first thing, you got to have lots of lodging. Mm-hmm. And we have that with all the hotels, including all the casinos, most if not all of which have large properties, lots of rooms available. You got to have lots of restaurants. You're certainly blessed with that here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And we've got great law enforcement, great transportation infrastructure, all the ingredients.
Yeah, and people. That theme has come up
exactly.
over and over. We've got all the intangibles of the scenery, the landscape, the lodging, the restaurants, and then a very welcoming, hospitable, Gulf Coast in Mississippi who loves to see these people come in. So
the most precious asset of all, no doubt.
Right.
The great people. Give us an update on the Gulf Coast Business Council. What's going on there that you want to talk to us about?
Yeah, we're Business Council is a regional organization. We operate in Hancock, Harrison, and Jackson County. We're a 501c6 made up of industry and business CEOs primarily involved in public policy issues, mostly around economic issues,
sure.
The economy, quality of life. So we've had started after Katrina as a result of just kind of getting knocked on our knees and industry responding to that and wanting to make sure that the coast recovered in a big way. We're currently working on regional issues to include the Gulf Coast Restoration Fund, which remains to be about $300 million to be spent in the lower 6 counties. We've been working to bring our region together to think about how the best investments for that money would look like and to grow the economy long term. So we've been focused on that. We're going to kick off another initiative here, announce it with the governor in a few weeks, around our military and defense community. It's so important. Even Camp Shelby in Hattiesburg, south to here, to Keesler, right here where we're at today. Yeah. The military and defense assets play such a big role in our economy in the state and certainly on the coast. So we're going to announce an initiative and focused on that to grow those industries, to support those installations and the missions that happen in South Mississippi. Governor's going to be a part of that. We're looking forward to that. And partners with Coastal Mississippi, our tourism group. They're another regional organization, serve on our advisory board. So there are other parts of the state that have regional organizations. I think ours is a special one. Our business CEOs once a month get together We have monthly meetings. We have an annual symposium. I think we're focused on the right things and continue to hope to improve the Gulf Coast.
Under the governor's leadership, the state has enjoyed significant capital investment, as you well know. I mean, just I think more in the last couple of years perhaps announced than maybe the prior 20 or 30, which is just a great thing. The Gulf Coast has had a great experience as well, and in particular, the blue economy is thriving and driving a lot of growth.
You know, that started probably in 2016, but former Governor Phil Bryant commissioned a study to do a task force around that. The federal government was also doing a similar study. And what we learned and what the coast was reminded of, you know, one of our greatest assets is our closeness to the water, the marine environment, and USM just picked the ball up and ran with it. They've got an accelerator program recruiting blue tech companies to the coast. Some of those companies now have set up shop here on the coast. Ocean Aero, which is
I've interviewed them.
Yeah,
fantastic
company doing fascinating work and selling their products really all over the world.
Yeah,
that's an emerging industry in itself, and we're going to continue to take advantage of that. That's just one example. The cyber center that's going to be built here just off the base at Keesler. We see
a couple of months ago,
potential there with clustering of industries around cybersecurity and other technologies around that. So I think we're pressing some good buttons on the coast, looking forward 10 years, 20 years down the road. I think you made mention of manufacturing. Manufacturing is going to look so different in the future in terms of just number of jobs and how it's done. Technology is going to drive, I think.
Still a driver of economic growth.
No question. Mississippi does it better than as good as anybody. But technology is going to play such a big role.
And though I referenced the governor because the announcements occurred under his tenure, we would be remiss if we didn't credit Governors Haley Barbour and Phil Bryant for laying that foundation.
Sure. And there'll be projects that are announced after Tate's term is up that he will have played a huge role in. It's just the way it goes. And you're involved in Madison County's economic development. You've watched that AWS project over several years come together. So it's a team sport without question. Economic development requires everybody. And if you get your team aligned in the right way, you can make big things happen.
And when you have big announcements like this, the world takes note. It's like, what's going on in Mississippi? And so the phone starts ringing, and the level of interest seems to ramp up as well. And so we all benefit from that in that way.
We do. I was at MDA just before these big announcements, so maybe it was time for me to go. Maybe the pipeline seems really robust. If you talk to Bill Cork, I mean, they're constantly working big projects all the time, and so I don't think the run is over. I think the Mississippi momentum is real. I think the coast momentum is real, and I don't want to see it stop.
No, I totally agree. So we have all the ingredients to support major investments from businesses or existing businesses that are looking to expand. They should look no further than in their own backyard. We have low taxes. We have limited and reasonable regulatory environment, fantastic workforce, plenty of land, infrastructure, power, water, all the things you need that make for a good investment.
Yeah, business retention, I think it's still true today. I mean, these big announcements are great, but when you look at incentives that Mississippi traditionally has provided to businesses, a majority of it go to current industry and businesses that are expanding or growing here already. So, there's plenty of room to grow if you're already here, and then an attractive environment to be here if you're looking.
And you're so right that it is a team sport. A lot of these projects maybe flow through MDA, and then they get handed off to local economic developers. A lot of them go directly to and are solicited of the local economic developers. But everybody's got to work together to make these things come through.
No question. It's like tourism. I mean, they're kind of the front door of economic development, they like to say, because ultimately those site selectors, those business folks that are looking to locate, they want to come into the community and get a sense of the community itself.
Absolutely.
So you got to have everybody from the mayor to the local electeds to the engineering firms to the local EDs. Everybody's got to get on the same page.
It also doesn't hurt, does it, Jamie, that our schools are thriving at the K-12 level? And, of course, we got fantastic community colleges in higher ed.
Yeah, the coast schools for sure, and there's great examples all over the state, but the coast has benefited for sure from a great school system.
Always good to talk to you, Jamie. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man.
Jamie Miller, CEO of the Gulf Coast Business Council.